Wildcat Recap. I'm Hannah Logue.
And I'm Jacob Marscola, and despite students being on campus for under 3 full weeks in March, so much shit happened. Let's get into it.
In infrastructure news, the newly constructed engineering building, formerly known as the Center for Engineering Education and Research, or CEER, has a new name.
The building, set to be completed by fall 2024, is being named Drozdick Hall, after Villanova alum and lead donor John Drozdick. You heard that right, Drozdick Hall. In response to this, Villanovan students said, "Really? You sure?"
Already, hundreds of nicknames for the building have been posted to Yik Yak, and it's exactly what you'd expect. Drozdick in balls, Drozdick me down, and Drozdick in yo mouth, because, female engineers were comfortable before.
Drozdick, because CEER didn't sound enough like an STD already. While the building's expected date of completion has been pushed back a few times already, there's no need to worry. With a warm touch and a few more minutes of foreplay, Drozdick will be erected in no time.
In some more practical news, the university announced recently their intention to begin including the cost of textbooks in students' tuition. According to the official statement, the move will save students a collective $1 million annually.
In a completely unrelated move, the cost of Holy Grounds latte has quietly increased to $10,000 per cup.
With the savings on textbooks, Villanova students now have an extra $1 million in purchasing power. Hooray, said Patagonia. Fuck, said your local Starbucks barista.
Despite the university's announcement that the move was made in conjunction with Villanova's Student Government Association, SGA initially came out against the inclusion of textbooks in tuition.
Among the concerns stated was that it would marginalize students who otherwise wouldn't purchase textbooks, like the many communications majors, for example, who don't know how to read.
For the sake of good journalism, it must be noted that Villanova is providing students the opportunity to opt out of the program at the start of each semester and pay for textbooks traditionally.
For the sake of better journalism, it must be noted that each Villanova student who opts out of the deal will be executed on the spot.
Is that true?
Yes, Jacob, it is. Also included in students' tuition for this upcoming year are the costs of laundry. A $100 laundry fee will be included in room and board instead, with Villanova finally moving on from the $150 per swipe system.
In order for the switch to make financial sense for students, they'd have to do their laundry more than twice a week.
Laundry? Twice a week? Wow, with the construction of their new building and greater incentive for students to wash their clothes, we're really looking to reform the engineering program.
Now, of course, we can't give you a March Wildcat recap without touching on college basketball, because, of course, what's March without March Madness?
Ooh, we can tell you, said Villanova students.
After barely beating DePaul in the first round and losing to Marquette in the second round of the Big East tournament, Villanova missed out on March Madness for the second consecutive season.
Despite this, the athletic director came out publicly in defense of the head basketball coach Kyle Neptune, ensuring he would retain his job for a third season.
Neptune, of course, hasn't been this irrelevant since the discovery of Saturn.
While we're talking about the person, it should be noted that Kyle Neptune, like the planet, is reportedly composed of 2% methane, 16% helium, and 100% dumbass.
Villanova was, however, picked to be a #1 seed in the secondary D1 NIT tournament, where they lost in the first round to VCU.
We'd write a joke for this one, but it'd be impossible to outdo the comedy routine that's been Villanova basketball these past 2 years. In other news, and in an obvious attempt to boost spirits on campus this past month, the official Villanova Instagram account posted about a warm cookie station newly implemented in Basie Hall.
Promising sweet treats to prospective students online to make our campus seem cooler. Well, I'm glad to see Villanova's top marketing heads following the strategy made popular by the witch from Hansel and Gretel.
We sent hungry undergraduate reporters on the scene to figure out what the deal was with the warm cookie station, but they found the cookies locked up in the graduate lounge. This, of course, means that only graduate students have access to the warm cookies.
Finally, a real incentive to get my master's from Villanova.
Junior Preview Day also took place this past month. Villanova opened up for hundreds of high school juniors who demonstrated early interest in the university. Blue Key tour guides spent the day giving tours to prospective families and making our beloved campus look great.
Villanova being any junior's top choice is interesting, though. I didn't think Georgetown and Boston College started rejecting applicants until their senior years.
As a Blue Key tour guide, I'm obliged to ignore that statement, Jacob.
And as a freshman, you're going to hate this next story. An article pointing out the arbitrary nature of ACS classes at Villanova was written and posted by a staff writer on the Villanovan this past month. What isn't arbitrary, though, is the fact that a freshman wrote the article. I mean, seriously, you're going to tell us how pointless these classes are when the majority of us have already had to deal with them? Listen, we all think they're useless, but you're at an Augustinian school. Deal with it like we all did. And by the way, when your classes get more difficult, you'll long for ancients and moderns. This is like an 8-year-old telling you we should ban bedtime.
What's even better, a faculty response to the article was published shortly thereafter in the Villanovan. Interestingly, the complete response was just 2 words long, and I have it right here. Womp womp.
In news relevant to the entire student body, Food Truck Fridays are back. Every Friday, a host of local food trucks will visit Villanova and hand out free goodies to those students willing to wait in line. I'm personally looking forward to having another crush bag of donut crumbs. What about you, Hannah?
Well, I was thinking of trying some mac and cheese that'll burn my mouth before I'm able to figure out what the hell I'm eating.
After a long stint of no food trucks over the winter season, the administration is bringing them back, and it really makes you wonder why the consistency of Food Trucks Fridays is so jumbled. I mean, they'll show up at the beginning of the year, disappear for a few weeks, show up again, but then disappear for the rest of the semester.
A source close to the situation is telling me that they go away in winter because it's too cold for outside, Jacob.
Well, my source is telling me that every few weeks Father Peter comes out of his office, and if he doesn't see his shadow, we get to keep food trucks.
Perhaps a pointless exercise, Jacob, since the true demarcation of spring on Villanova's campus every year is the completion of Nova Dance, the 12-hour dance marathon and preceding fundraiser to support the Be Positive Foundation.
The Be Positive Foundation seeks to instill hope in the lives of those affected by childhood cancer, and this year Nova Dance participants raised $601,507.81. A historic outing from Nova Dance this year, and Villanova Television sends our utmost congratulations to everyone involved.
A good sign, Jacob, that with any money saved from the consolidation of tuitions, textbook, and laundry, Villanovans truly have the hearts to give to those in need.
Which is why next year I'm really not concerned about the funding for our bum-ass basketball team.
Well, everyone, that was March at Villanova.
For Wildcat Recap, I'm Jacob Marscola.
And I'm Hannah Logue. We'll talk to you soon.